Sopa, a hunted child. The monks at the village would loop red strings around her wrist to keep her spirit from being carried off, but we always knew she only half belonged to us.
We're poor now. If we are poor here, we can eat grassroots and can do without batteries for a month. If Sofa is poor there, they will eat her flesh and torture her soul. Why? Lay down your head. Don't let the ghost see you disobey.
Ming lived in Pisaudong, which the news would later call the Oil Lamp Village. She thought everyone lived in a kerosene haze and listened at night to the screams of the dead. They were terrified of anything that pierced the darkness. But Sopa loved the ghosts, who showed their faces for her and only her. And the spirit world was where she escaped when Pisaudong became unbearable for her. Ming was 27 when filmmakers came to Pisaudong. Where they came from, no one knew for sure. I heard they were British, then French, then American. They spoke English but not TV English, so I knew they were Hollywood people.
We are here to film a documentary of what's life in this village.
Why?
The province authorities are under scrutiny for running power lines right over your heads and telling everyone that you had powers when you didn't.
The filmmakers had already talked to the neighbors. They knew Sopa was a local legend. What she left behind, what lived in her wreckage, they wanted to show the world. The foreigners weren't officially paying anyone for interviews, but unofficially they brought sacks of rice enough to feed the family for months. They don't know who told them about Sopa, but whoever it was, they traded Ming's family's shames for their family's stomachs. Words cost nothing, and pride has always been too precious for anyone in Pasadon to afford. Ming came home dragging a sack of rice and scolding.
Stay away from those foreigners. They are not here to help.
They never said they were here to help.
Did you talk about Sopa today?
Of course, I talk about your sister. What else can you say when they ask what happened here?
How much did you say?
Ming slammed the basin down. Grains of rice poured onto the floor. She huffed in frustration and rocked back on her heels to survey the mess. She knew her fingers were too stiff to pluck rice from the floor.
It's not what I said. They already think they know everything.
They're foreigners. They don't understand.
They're going to put lies on the movie. Everyone will see.
I will tell them that they are not allowed to talk about Sofa. Let's take the rice back.
Will you make enough money for this season?
Of course! Whose blood?
We think production assistant. We went to town this afternoon. Maybe not. Do you know anyone from Saidong who might want to?
No, my aunt asked me to leave this rice with you. She doesn't want her interviews to be used in the film.
What? And your interviews? Should we strike them off records?
No, You can keep my interviews if you let me find a way to win back the rice.
They don't believe in ghosts yet, but I could tell them some stories.
Sopa showed Dara how her palms glowed, ghost-like.
I'm like Dara.
Dara tried pressing her own palms against the tower, but they remained disappointingly flesh-colored.
Do it again.
Her hands glowed as long as she touched the power lines. Then a while longer, after a few minutes the glow softened, then went out. Sopa's hand made the wires glow so we could see our way back. Ming wants to reach through time to tuck Sopa back inside the stealth house and discourage her from doing anything that might part her soul from her body. The night after the app murdered one of their men, the foreigners saw something moving along the power lines. They wouldn't say ghost, they would only admit to a glow.
Like your neighbors reporting seeing a white light?
One of the cameramen nodded to the wrist of cow, a tangle of hastily knotted threads, and said something to his friend, then laughed. Cow pursed his lips.
Have they hurt or insulted anyone since they came here?
They say they haven't, but they talk about your aunt. They say she need to go to the police.
About what?
What happened with your family?
My sister let herself to be taken to the spirit world.
That's not what your aunt believes.
We are under course here. The lights, the people, all the same thing. We think it's a mistake that goes roam freely here.
Please stop. I don't want to hear more.
Another foreigner died that night. They found his body turned down the middle and gutted. His blood slicked the grass like you when the first members of the crew woke in the morning. Now that the director has died, and now only a production assistant, some of the crew wanted to get international tourists involved.
If we don't know who it is, we can't look for the body. The crew seen nothing but a light.
Nothing. I'm sure Mr. Lethem could tell us more, but
Mr. Latham was the one who planned this film, right? And he was interested in my family.
A few weeks before she disappeared, Sopa and me stay a long time over the banana orchard.
Wait, I want to see. See what? Keep the string on, Sofa. They will take you. What if they do? Sofa, no! We're going home. Fine.
Something in Ming's voice made Sopa stop, even though Ming called till she did want to.
are you sure your sister is here? Her body, her spirit?
Both.
Ming and Cow followed the sound of his voice, but he was dead when they got to him. The ghost light was sunbright around them, but they still could see the spirit that had killed the foreigner.
We need to get out of here.
No, she's here. Remove your string.
When Ming cut the string from my wrist, the orchard changed. The ghost lights were brighter now, bigger, focused around faces and bodies. Sopa's light opened a path through the orchard for me, and she stepped through towards Sopa, then towards what used to be Sopa, but wasn't Sopa any longer. Sopa's body had been lying in the grass beneath the banana trees for so long that she should have been gone. But an app need a corpse to climb back into when the sun rose. Her spirit had kept her body from disintegrating.
Sofa, I'm here to take you home.
The sun had risen an hour ago, and the wheel was crowded. Ming saw the faces of her neighbors through a veil of sun glare and dust. Their shock, their confusion, and they were like something she was dreaming. She felt only distantly afraid. This walk into the center of Saidong was just another climb across a bundle of electrified wires, and she believed that Sopa was still leading her. By now, Ming had an audience. Half the village, at least. Men coming in from the river banks, children stopping on their way to school. Ming standing on the ladder to our stilt house, open mouth. Ming never saw the foreigners movie, and still don't know whose story they told. But someone told her the foreigners dropped 3 sacks of rice in their house before they left Saidong. She didn't refuse. Ming said she don't. Pride has always been too precious for us to afford.
Dali niyo sa ba? Doon.
Ilaw.
Ano kaya yun?
Putik na bli. Kapag kakapak lang yan.
Kapalay ko lang.
Magkano ang benta diyan?
Sabi ko na answer kanina.
Okay.
Okay, go. Game na? Okay, go. Oo.
Kita, wait lang, kita.
Okay, go. Stay away from those foreigners.
Need to get out of here.